Welcome back to Building Fallout. In our last episode, we did a little scavenging on our way to our next objective. So now that we are just outside of our next objective, we're going to go ahead and take care of it. So here at the airport, there's a whole bunch of scorched. So you're just going to want to take care of them as they come. Excuse me. There really shouldn't be too many up front here, but they are here. So now, as far as scavenging is concerned, there's a lot that you can do around here. You can see someone's already been through here, didn't even scavenge their kills, but that's good for us because that gives us more stuff to collect and mess with. So for right now, we're just trying to get inside the airport. Oh, come on. Can't always trust the snapshot. I thought he went in here. Ooh, hi. Ah. You went between the tents. That explains everything. Now, one thing about this game is whatever weapon you are using is usually going to have some of that ammo drop from an enemy. So that's why I have over 1,000 rounds of 308 right now. If I was going all shotgun, I would be getting a lot more shotgun ammo. Same thing goes for your pistols. It's pretty much everything. So don't really need to worry too much about ammo when it comes down to it, which I think is pretty neat. But from here, I'm going to go into the airport, and we're trying to get to the second floor. I think it's like the control room. Not entirely sure, but a whole bunch of scorched along the way. So just try and stealth snipe as best you can. Oh, come on. Always scavenge around for anything useful to you. You can hear a emergency broadcast coming from the upper floor where we're trying to get to. So I'm just coming down here to grab some scrap that's always there, desk fans and whatnot. Coffee pots, oil canisters, you know, everything is useful, but some things, junk-wise, are a little more useful than others. Handcuffs have screws, things like that. Now, if ever you want to do like a mass transfer and it's not letting you, just look away from your target and then look back at them. That'll usually clear it enough. Then again, if you wanted to, you could easily just go to every single body, check stuff out. Over here, some more equipments. Yeah, you can read in on some, you know, plans the responders had. But we're gonna head downstairs and just keep eliminating the enemy. Keep scavenging. Always scavenging. Again, not everything's worth taking, but never pass up a hot plate. That is a rule for me. But as you can see here, the transfer option is not lit up, so if I look away and look back, then it'll bring up the mass transfer. I don't pass up desk fans, especially an office desk fan. So if you see a piece of junk that has like a specialty name to it, like typewriter and says Carlisle typewriter, those have a few extra parts. Ow. A few pieces of extra junk that you can scavenge. And now I am over encumbered. But like I had warned in previous videos, most of this game is going to be played over encumbered. I mean, it's not too hard to deal with the handicap. So just continue on exterminating any scorched you see, because eventually you will become the Scorched Slayer. It's just how this goes. Now again, you can take your time and just look through everything, see, you know, cherry pick exactly what you want. I am just a carpet scrapper, as I like to say. It's kind of like a carpet bomber, just with scrap instead of bombs. Just grab it all. It'll be useful eventually. Now, if you don't want to go all the way around, you can grab the security key card. You know, you don't need to go grab the Wonder Glue and everything in there with the dead responder. But that key card is essential. So we're just going to continue to come through here. Now the door I just went through down at the bottom of the steps is usually locked. So I don't know exactly why it was open. I'm not sure if like someone came through before me and unlocked it, but I'll count my blessings because this is a really good spot for scavenging. But there was another staircase down there you could have gone through just the same. And I'm just scavenging away, taking anything and everything that's worth it. Now, ironically enough, this is one of the few places I've ever found molded plastic just lying around. I just find that interesting is all. I was about to say, okay, let me take it. So we'll go ahead and scrap the everything. Yeah, both of those are. That one, maybe not so much. So what I'm doing right now is because we're going to be leveling pretty quick, so we're not going to worry about fixing weapons as much. Yeah, you have more durability. So just using things that you found. It's a little bit better. Alright, so now that we got that going for us, no. There's quite a few scorched out here. So we go ahead and deal with them. Always grab nuclear waste if you happen across it, just because it is incredibly useful and semi-rare until the end of the game. Oh, quit moving. I said stop moving. Couple of pumpkins here, which is good for making soup. Or pie, if you can find the recipe. Alright. Oh, come on. Yes, I'm going to take it all. So now we're again just trying to get back in this direction and head upstairs. Now here is where you would have to go downstairs to grab the card, but if you've already grabbed the card, you can just come up this way. I was about to say, why aren't you letting me? Alright. Now there is a whole horde of Scorched up here, so be ready for that. Maybe there's like 5 or maybe 6 of them. But if you can stay accurate, you should be able to keep in cover and eliminate them. I'm not sure exactly what was explosive there, but it exploded. Oh, you was a legendary. Now, don't get discouraged. You saw me take out a couple of legendaries a second ago, and they dropped equipment. That guy usually does not drop a legendary piece of equipment, because he's one of the first ones you're going to come across, and yeah. Saying there's one more somewhere? Oh, he did. He dropped a shotgun. Well, how about that? So I am actually going to run with that. No. Honestly, at this point, it's not a good idea. The best idea is to trade it in for what little script it'd be worth. Yeah. How are you... Like, I'm in power armor. How did you not see me? I'm not complaining. I'm just... How did that work, you know? And there it is. Now, if we got any foods, there is a kitchen here. Hot plate. Never pass up a hot plate. Pretty much everything it's made of is super useful. Is that wolf ribs? Yep. Alright, so continuing on, and I just tripped a trap. Good thing I kept moving. Now we shouldn't have to deal with any more enemies up here. Nothing in the ammo. You can unlock this if you'd like. Let's see. Okay, so I guess it starts with an H. Awesome. So if you want to listen to this poor girl's last moments, you can. Personally, I've heard it a few times. I'm good. Now, when you come up here, you can talk to this fella if you want. He's not quintessential to anything. But what we're going to look for here, dispense some rations. Because that should give you some water and beans. And not to mention, there's a few files you can read. Right now, we just want the overseer's. Yep, we just want her log. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep scavenging around the place. Anything and everything that you think or want to use. Alright, so now the Overseer's told us her little story of Scorch Beasts. Oh, crud. And we're over encumbered now. Of course we are. Not just a little bit either. So there's a few things you can do when it comes to that. Oh, looky, scored up in rank. Now, you can see I've been playing a little bit of this season through the scoreboard. But these are just little extras that you can unlock. And if you're Fallout first, you can get even extras. So, I just seem to unlock a T-51 paint. Or nope, that's next. What did I unlock? Elegant chandelier. Well, how about that? So yeah. Cool stuff, good stuff. And just doing little challenges and whatnot is how you obtain that. But now that I am severely over encumbered, I don't think there's really anything that I can leave behind. Oh, that's right, I forgot to get rid of all this candy that I'd picked up from the donations. Well, I'm not going to eat it all, and we didn't get to sell it off. So yeah, I'm just going to drop that stuff. Now, if you noticed, I left my power armor out and about, and it just happened to be reclaimed. That happens after about 60 seconds. So if you ever leave your power armor somewhere and you're not sure where, it should eventually end up back in your inventory. Alright. So now that we've gotten the Overseer's instructions to look into the inoculation, we're going to head back outside. Now, after we complete this mission and find out the research is being done in the south in Charleston, the state capital. So eventually we will be heading in that direction. But for right now, we're just going to run around this airport. Now this is another good spot to scavenge for certain things, because there's a lot of medical first aid kits and stuff like that. So that's another reason I like to have my first camp up in this area, is because it's an easy area, but you can get a lot of good supplies. Not to mention, you know, Mama Dolce's is over here. Like, there's a bunch of good things in the Morgantown area to mess around with. So now we're just looking for... Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. Clear out some scorched. What in the Grognak? That's what I thought. It's like that shouldn't have been lying there. Somebody must have dropped it. But it is something else that we can turn into scrap. Now you see we just got a mission popped up for advanced responder training. And that is actually what we're going for next. All the stuff I'm picking up here is good junk. It's good enough that most people scavenge it before you can get to it, so I got lucky. Now, we're heading over here to the advanced training. Nope. And we're going to look into the advanced training first. So, view training, building camps. So they just gave you a holler tape. Or at least they should have. Yep. And there we go. They got a level. How about that? Alright, so now we're going to level up again. Again, always remember to look for something useful to your build. Hard bargain is always good to go for, just because prices. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to go. It'd be a better move to go for Lone Wanderer, because I don't play as a team. So I'm going to take that for defensive purposes. So from here, we need to investigate Miguel's camp, which is out this way. So now we're going to come up on his camp. A couple of things are going to happen. You're going to grab his syllabus, and then you can grab any of his equipment. Talk to Mr. Fluffy. And now there should be some Scorch that have spawned nearby and are coming to attack Mr. Fluffy. So let's go ahead and eliminate them. Oh, what in the... Am I shooting the tree or something? Yeah, that's better. So yeah, take those guys out. Could always be more, so beware of that. Now, in case you're wondering which objective you're trying to go for, one second. In case you ever wonder what objective you're looking for, whether it's a square or a diamond, it'll show you up next to the title in the corner. So we are going for the diamonds, not the square. We will get to the square eventually, but for right now, no. Now, sometimes when you come here, there will be an event. Holy cow, there it is right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this done. Oh, there would be a Scorch Beast. Who is you? Group leader? No, for real, what is this? Okay, so it's just a bunch of settlers. Now, we got lucky because this Scorch Beast is friendly and doesn't want to hurt us, surprisingly enough. Now it seems like we've got some NPC backup, which is nice. I likes it. But we're just trying to eliminate waves of Scorched. as they come. Now, if I wanted to, I could try and take on that Scorch Beast, but I'm going to tell you right now, at this level, with our equipment, bad idea. We're lucky it's not attacking us, really. Honestly, it's quite an easy event, which is super useful early on in the game, and should land you some supplies when everything is said and done. And again, any way you feel to handle them, you can. I'm not big on using VATS, but I do use it. And there's the over-encumbered. No big deal. There are crafting stations about to dismantle things. Alright, should be the last wave now. Should only be one more. Alright. So now you can see the waypoint for the cargo bot's coming, and he should land right back where he was. Or, well, where the flare was. So right there in the helipad. Should. So while that is incoming, we're going to head over here to Miguel's tent. Well, tent, yeah. Miguel's garage. Is it just me, or did that thing veer off course? No, it did not. But yeah, we're going to come in here to Miguel's camp, because here is the camp guide for Mr. Fluffy. There's always a little bit of food and whatnot, but we're going to get into Miguel's terminal because we want schematics. You can also use Miguel's terminal to open the safe that is out in his garage. The reason you want to do this, there is plans for a cooking spit, which is just an alternate cooking platform, but there's always, well, at least if you're the first person to get there, there's always 12 pieces of aluminum, which is very useful at this point because they're needed for your crafting tables. So now, oh, another thing that is super useful about Miguel's, well, besides a little bit of scrap, is the weapons workshop. So we're going to go ahead and dismantle all of this mess. Okay. That's about the same too, so. And again, we're just trying to grab parts, pieces, and whatnot. Because eventually you're going to have... Oop, did you see me yet? Yep, they saw me. Ooh. What the lag? But yeah. Let's continue what we were doing. Who's shooting from where? You guys chose a horrible time to respawn. So now we're gonna head back to Mr. Fluffy. Excuse me. It seems that our 2 hours is up. Ooh, I forgot to grab... Because we already got through the mission, but I forgot to grab our supplies, and those supplies will disappear if you leave. So let's go grab what the cargo bot left us. Alright. So there's all that. Oh, come on. You can tell I rely way too much on auto-aim. Alright. So now... My apologies if this is a bit of a longer video, but there is a lot to get done around here. I actually might cut it off. What do you mean? I already finished the... okay, whatever. I might actually cut the video off halfway through here. Now, he wants you to build a generator at his camp. I want to say that that's the plans, the schematics that we got from his terminal were actually for the medium-sized generator that we already have built. That actually might have already been a thing, because I think that that's, but the cargo drop's already here. Well, that's glitching out. Yeah, because that's not even counting down anymore. So that's glitched out. But, yeah. So, that's where you find the medium generators. I just think that it was account bound to me. So, at least now you know. Now, from here, to get to... Because we really do want tentative plans done and over with, because there is another mission here at the airport, but we'll just come back to do that later. Instead, we're going to finish off our main objective. We're also going to scavenge a few things, because they're worth good stuff. Ooh, excuse me. And now this is the terminal we need for information on the inoculations. And that also gives you the Somerset Special, which is an armor-piercing 44 with a scope. It's honestly a really good weapon, especially early on in the game. But also, that is your first obtained uniform from the responders. So you can see how I have it now, but you can be a policeman if you really wanted. And actually, I'm going to go ahead, keep that on that way. Just because, again, me having the mask that I was wearing prevents from airborne disease. And if you happen to be a new player, you're not going to have that in your options. So we'll go with this for now. So now you can see we now need to study Dr. Hudson's research. If you show on the map, it is down here in the ash heap in Charleston. Well, the Charleston area, which is pretty well to the south. So what we're going to do instead, because again, there are more missions to do here at the airport. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to junk the stuff that's on us, and we're going to head back to our camp. Because we have all this new stuff we've scavenged, and again, for tentative plans, we need to build the generator. Now, we've already built generators, so, well, how about all that? Alright, so I've already gotten that maxed. I was looking at Lone Wanderer. Which, if you plan to play by yourself, I highly suggest Lone Wanderer. Mainly because of the AP regen and the damage reduction. So good. I'm going to get rid of that and rank that up. Because again, there's really no reason for me to hack and lockpick at this level. I also suggest that you don't, just because of the fact that later on we're going to have a legendary perk that sums all of that up for us. Excuse me. Alright, so now we need to go back to camp. Now, any camp you have set up becomes a free fast travel. So that's another reason that, again, I like it, because if I have to come back to the Morgantown area or to the Gorge Junkyard, which is one of my favorite places for black titanium, I can. For free. Alright, so now, home sweet home. And junk sweet junk. You can see with me being away for that long, it gave us a good amount of junk. So I'm going to hop out. Alright, so we've already got everything scrapped. I'm just checking to see if there's any ore that I can turn into scrap. Now that razor grain, we could have planted it in our camp, but Personally, I don't like using this camp area for produce. There really isn't that much dirt to put it all in. But now that we've got all that going for us, oh, excuse me. Now that we got all that going for us, and we picked up a few more items that we needed for our camp, well, that thing's a bit much, isn't it? But, oh, looky there. Found ourselves a plan for an instrument. Now, instruments are good, and I'll explain that in a minute, but for right now, we needed more crafting. I like to put the Tinker's bench over here across from the chemistry set. Oh, pardon me. Cold medicine's kicking in. So Tinker's bench there. I like my armor bench next to my weapons bench on the second floor. And again, you don't have to try and set it perfectly the first time. You can always set it and then try and reset it in the perfect spot later. Yep, that's all the crafting we can do. Already got some turrets and traps set up, or at least turrets. And again, he wanted us to build a generator. We really don't need another generator right now, but I might just build one. Ah, there we go. So we've gotten the small water purifier going for us. That's going to need generators, so let's go ahead and set that up. Wow, building that counted as a, yep, building that counted as a generator. That's funny. So now let's actually build generators for it, because it needs some power. And that gave us a piece of legendary equipment, which can be useful. So now, connect all these, and we've got some water purification, which is useful. When it comes to resources, you can see I have a few things that are unlocked. This fusion core recharger, I do believe, is free for all players. You just need to go into the atomic shop and grab it. But when it comes to a bunch of other stuff, it's really not. Now, I was fortunate to find some instruments off the bat, so hopefully you can too. But the reason that those are, I'm not going to say important, but the reason that these are useful, just like sleeping in a bed gives you a rested or a well-rested or, you know, bonus like that, playing instruments helps you relax, and you play long enough to get a bonus effect. In this case, I do believe it's AP regen for instruments. And there's so many different instruments that you can choose from. I just happened to come across the plan for the wind instruments, so that gives me a tuba. Now I am well tuned. So we go over here, well rested and well tuned. So yeah, plus 25 to AP regen. Now you can see my hunger and my thirst meters are starting to activate. That's another reason I wanted to get that water purifier going, because purified water is your best option for hydration. Soups are your best option if you want to fill both meters, and it's not hard to find ingredients to make soup. But for right now, we've got all that going for us. Go ahead and unload any of the good stuff that you want to keep. Like for me, I'm holding on to all this Nuka-Cola mainly because I sell them at a vendor later. I mean, you can sell them to any vendor, but I sell them out of my personal vendor, I should say, so other players can get them. And I keep forgetting to open these holiday gifts. Again, this is just getting stuff out of my inventory. One, so I can open up, you know, what little carry weight I have. I do not need all that ammo. Also, just it cleans up your inventory, so you don't have to look at so much. But here's more stuff for crafting and the like. Now, they want us to head all the way south and whatnot for the next objective. But personally, I'm going to head back to the train station and the airport to register for more advanced responder training. I think this video's gone on long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. Hopefully you found this entertaining and informative, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.